In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I set up Notion as a content creator. If you are brand new to my YouTube channel, welcome. My name is Innuri, and over here we talk about everything digital marketing, online business, and content creation. So if that is something that excites you, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video. So, what exactly is Notion? Notion is a powerful productivity and project management tool, and the best part is it's completely free to use. I've been using Notion for many years now to manage both my personal life as well as my business, and I want to share with you how I use it specifically for content creation. I see a lot of Notion productivity related videos on YouTube, but not a detailed video explaining how to set up Notion for content creators like ourselves. So that is why I wanted to create this video for you. So if you're just getting started on your creator journey, or you're a business owner or social media manager, and you're looking for ways to systemize how you do things, hopefully this video inspires you. I remember when I first got started using Notion, I was super overwhelmed by the software because I know there's a million different things that you can do inside of it. And I know it can be a lot when you first open Notion. I didn't have someone to show me around how to set up Notion specifically when it came to content creation. And I had to learn a lot of this myself with a lot of trial and error throughout the years. When I first created my Notion dashboard, I went through different phases. So you go through the phase of trying to figure out how to learn the software. And then the next phase is when you learn how to use it, you go through this stage of making everything look pretty, right? So I remember my first Notion dashboard, it was really aesthetic and pretty, but it was, in no way, shape or form functional. So instead of it being a productivity tool, it only slowed me down. So unlike me, you're not going to be alone. So I want to be that helpful resource to you that I never had when I first got started, and because I do understand the overwhelm. So make sure you put all your distractions aside and pay very close attention, because we're going to go and dive straight into Notion, and I'm going to show you my exact content creation workflow. One of the things I do want to stress is before we jump into this video is I want you to remember that what I'm going to show you is my own creator process. And I'm not going to tell you that having this entire exact workflow is going to magically make you a successful creator, because remember that each and every one of us is unique in how we do things. So make sure you just use this video as inspiration to work and build your own workflow, okay? All right, so let's dive into my computer and let me show you how I set up Notion. Okay, so I am inside my Notion homepage. So I call this the Business Hub because this is where I house everything to do with my business inside of Notion. And I like to use this a lot on my phone, and that is why I have built it the way I have built it, so it really helps me get to the things I want to do fast. So the very top section here, I have my tasks to-do list, because this is the first thing I open when I get to work. I want to make sure the things that I need to do that day is on the very top. So I have my tasks for the day and also a due date. So once it's done, I just have to check it off, and that archives the tasks. I also manage my business and look at my business in terms of quarters. So I have a quarterly database that tracks everything that I need to do for the quarter, and then kind of goes into the month section. So I have that kind of listed here. And the best part about Notion is you can really customize it to however you like. So what I'm showing you is just how I organize my business. So hopefully you can get an idea of how you can build this for your own. So I have a section for my business planning. So I have my day planner, I have my monthly tracker, and then goals, and then my master task management system. That is what you can see over here. And then also I have things like my business strategy. That is mainly I have my CRM, all my contacts coming in from my CRM over to Notion, and other research and competitor stuff that I do, and also things like automations, mainly to run my business. I don't want to get too heavy on that, but let's just focus mainly on content management. I have this system here where it's a collection of all my marketing efforts. So think about things like email marketing, social media or content marketing, and then paid media. Like if I'm running any online advertising, all that information is going to be inside of paid media, and then any kind of SEO or blog work is going to be inside of SEO. So when you're like looking at your business, look at it from a bird's eye view on how you want to manage it from the top and then work yourself to the bottom. That's kind of how I did it when I planned all of this out. And then also I do have paid offers and free offers, and that's going to be under my offer database where I have courses, digital products, freebies, and also other agency stuff that I work on. So anyway, that is basically my home base that has a collection of all these other pages. And let me just walk you through what my content creator workflow looks like. So here's my content creator hub. So this is my content creation portal that houses everything related to my creator workflow. So the top here, I have a mobile navigation. And the reason I created this is because I use Notion a lot on my phone, especially when I'm on the go. And times that I don't have access to my computer, I rely on my phone to create content and plan content. So it has to be like mobile friendly, because I know sometimes depending on how you create your Notion, it can be a little bit clunky on the phone. So I've created this so that it's not only useful on a laptop, but it's also going to be super useful on a mobile device. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So once I open the Notion app, so this is what it looks like on my phone. So it's a little bit different than what you see here on the PC. But when I'm on my content hub, and say for an example that I want to go to my social media platform, so it's going to be this one right here. So I'm going to click on that on my phone, and you can see that it swipes directly to my my content social media platforms. So the reason why I have it like that is because it can be a little bit redundant to scroll through all the different blocks. But if you have a mobile navigation menu, it's a lot easier for you to get to where you want to, get to fast. So make sure when you're creating your own Notion pages, you do have a mobile navigation that makes it super easy for you to scroll to that part of the page. Next, you can also add any kind of widgets or images that you like. I'm a very visual person, so I do have a weather widget here and also a little note to myself. I actually created this on Canva, which is really easy to do. And I do have tutorials on like how to use Canva on my channel. So if you are interested, make sure to check those out. But this is like a Notion widget, and there are so many different widgets available, and you can get these for free. Just go to Google and then type in Notion widgets, and you can just copy paste the embed code, and that's basically how I got this. And the next most important thing when it comes to my Notion Content Hub is my master content calendar. So the power of Notion is actually behind its databases and what you can do with it. And you can create a database for pretty much anything. So when it comes to content creation, the database that I've created is the different things that I want to track when it comes to different platforms, and also I have a workflow for the process of creating content. And I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about. But the content calendar, however, is a view of all those content ideas or pieces of content in a calendar view, so you can see clearly what you posted on a certain day and on what platform. So for an example, you can see this is my master database. And I'm on TikTok right now. So these are all the different pieces of content that I posted on TikTok on a certain day. So you can see this is the status, so that means posted. And this is actually the TikTok playlist that it goes into. So you can really customize this to, whatever you like. And then the percentage that you see here is actually a repurpose score. So if it's 100%, that means that it's being repurposed 100% across all the other platforms that I want to repurpose it to. And it's super easy. Like when I open my master content calendar, I can quickly see, okay, I'm on TikTok right now. And I can see, okay, these are all the ideas that I've already posted. And these are the things that's been scheduled ahead of time. And these are the things that I'm still working on. So when it comes to like posting consistently, I think it's important to have a system that would clearly help you create content consistently and also give you a view of what you need to do. And in my experience, that has really just helped me stay pretty consistent. So for example, you can see I've been posting on multiple different platforms pretty consistently every day or every other day, right? So this is my TikTok master content calendar. I'm going to hover over to Instagram. So that's TikTok. This is Instagram. And you can see even on Instagram, I've been able to post. And the reason I can see it this way is because I've created my databases the way I want to see it. And also I've filtered my view on what I want to see. So make sure you first build a master database and then you filter the view based on what you want to see. Okay, so that's my TikTok. I also have one created for YouTube, and that has both the shorts as well as long form content. And then I do have one for Facebook, and then also these other platforms. One of the things that I do want to stress in this video is when you see my workflow and all the different platforms I'm on, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed and think that you have to post on all these different platforms to be successful. When I first started, I only focused on one platform, and that was TikTok at the time. And once I got into a habit of creating content consistently, I knew I had the bandwidth to expand to other platforms in terms of repurposing. So if you're just getting started and you're thinking, oh my gosh, like Inuri, you're posting on 8 different platforms, do I need to do the same? Like, no, you don't need to. Focus on one platform, learn how the platform works, get really good at creating content, and then think about diversifying into different platforms, okay? All right, so that is the content calendar view there. And recently Notion launched Notion Charts. And this is super powerful because now when you create a database inside of Notion, you can also have a chart view. So I'll show you in a minute what that looks like in terms of the data. But this is a pie chart of all the different platforms and the followers that I've gained through all the different platforms. I actually look at this, once in 2 weeks, and it's kind of a motivation factor for me to keep posting because I know it's impacting a lot of you, and I do see these numbers growing. So I like to have a view of what my total follower count looks like here, just to kind of, give me that extra boost. So I have that there. And then I also have different pages that I created for my content prep. So when you're creating content, I feel like a big mistake a lot of people do is that they dive headfirst into content ideas, which should not be the case. Like, you need to have a proper content strategy. So you need to really understand who you're speaking to first. So you need to do audience research. You need to have a proper customer avatar defined, so you know clearly who you're speaking to, their pain points, their struggles, so that you can, really address those issues in your content. So I do have different pages created for things like custom avatar profiles. I also use a lot of sales psychology learning in my content. For example, there are 4 buyer types that you want to, understand before you dive into content. So I do have a page created for that I do all the research inside of it. And then the next stage, once you understand your customer avatar and also your, buyer psychology or sales psychology, then you get into the content pillars, okay? So I do have that as a separate page there. And then once you have the pillars set for your content, which I like to have about 3 to 4 main pillars, then you go into your content ideas and goals. So that is why I have it listed in different pages so I can keep all of that organized. I remember when I first started creating content, I just had my notes app on my phone, and that's like my beginning. So I had all my ideas listed in my notes app. And for me, it was super stressful because I didn't have a proper system to kind of track what I'm doing. And then once I discovered Notion and once I started using Notion to kind of organize and systematize things, it like really helped me, be consistent. So hopefully after watching this video, you're like, okay, I kind of have an idea now and I can set this up that would work for you. Okay. So that's what that looks like. I also have a section for like Idea Hub and also the different platforms. So the reason I have the Idea Hub here is, as I mentioned earlier, I used to use my notes app a lot to like kind of jot down or brain dump my ideas. And it kind of never went into like that next stage of what I want to do. So now instead of brain dumping on my phone, on my notes app, I brain dump in my Idea Hub, and my Idea Hub and then translates into my creator workflow. So make sure you have different pages created for your Idea Hub, and also things like hashtag research or any other ideas inside of here, so that you can easily kind of keep track of things. So that's kind of that. And then I also have different pages created for different platforms because I do have the master content calendar here, but I also want to plan different things for different platforms. So let me show you what my TikTok looks like, and I'll also show you 2 other platforms. I think for this video, it's going to be beneficial for you to see what my YouTube planning looks like. And also I'll show you Lemonade because I don't see anybody talking about Lemonade, and I just want to show you different things you can do using like charts. So let me first show you what TikTok looks like, and then we'll get into the other ones. Okay, so now we're inside my TikTok page, and I have created pages like this for all my other platforms. But when you create your page for your social media platform, think about the things that you would have to like type into the search bar and go to. And to make that process a lot easier, what I've done here is I've linked to the pages that I can quickly access in a click of a button. So just like my content hub, I do have a quick access menu for my mobile device. So I have that there. And then I do edit a lot of my videos, my TikTok videos, using CapCut. And there is a desktop version to make things easier. So I do have that linked there so I can easily, click on it and see the videos that I'm, editing for the week. And I have things like stock videos. I have access to my like data and analytics. When it comes to my TikTok profile, I build my my analytics dashboard using Looker Studio. It is a free tool by Google, by the way, and I do all my dashboards there. So if you're using any kind of like analytics or tracking tools, you can just link it inside of your Notion page for that specific platform. I also have my my TikTok profile here, kind of linked to my Notion, so that when it's updating in terms of followers and likes and things like that, it automatically updates here, which is kind of super convenient. And then if I want to switch to other platforms, I can just click here. I do tend to switch between, like for example, TikTok and YouTube. So just to kind of improve that workflow, I have it linked here, so I just don't have to go back or click on things. So that's why Notion is really powerful. As you can see, this is just how my brain works, and I just created it to improve how I do things to make things faster. So that's that. And I also have a day planner. So this is my platform planner. And the day planner, I have this opened up here just to kind of show you what this looks like. So this is how I plan my day. So I have a calendar here, and then things like affirmations. You can put whatever you like here. I have my meal plan for the day, and also I have my MITs. So when it comes to, managing my tasks or my creator tasks for the day, I like to follow something called the 80-20 rule. So I focus on the 20% of tasks that get me 80% of the results. So I call this today's most important tasks, or MITs. So I have 3 for the day. So for example, today I had to write and schedule an email, which I did in the morning. And then I had to record a video for YouTube, which I am doing right now with you guys. And then lastly, I have to edit and schedule 3 TikToks. So those are the things that I need to do today that will get me closer to, my goal for the week. So I have that listed here. And the reason I'm showing you my day planner is I do use a section called a synced block inside of Notion. So this is like this little red box right here. When you use a synced block and you use the same block in another page, if you check it off, it's gonna also check off on that respective page. So for example, let's test it out. I have my task 2 is record a TikTok video, a YouTube video. So I'm gonna check it. And then let's go back to TikTok. You can see that's checked. Obviously, this is not done, so I'm going to uncheck it. But you get the point. So you can really use the Notion synced block to customize your to-dos. So if you're using that same tracker on different Notion pages, use a sync block, and that should save you a ton of time. And yeah, so you can customize, this to however you like. I've used stickers and widgets. You can make it pretty, but the whole goal of it is you can make it as pretty as you want, but think about the important things that you need to include on your pages that would make you more productive, okay? Because I've made the mistake of making things look pretty, but like I mentioned, it wasn't, helping me at all. All right, so this is basically like the top of my page. And the reason I have a lot of links here is because in the past, I had a lot of things living in different places, and it just slowed me down a lot because I was struggling to find it, and I had different tabs open. Now it's inside of one place, and it's just so much easier. All right, so the next section and the most important section of the whole video is my content creation pipeline. And the reason I have a pipeline is because I can then break down what I need to do in different stages. So when it comes to creating content for me, I like to batch my content in advance. And depending on my workload and other priorities, I would either do it for a week or 2 weeks at a time. I used to do it a month at a time, especially like there was a time where I went on vacation for 2 months and I just didn't have like the time to create the content. So I created content a month in advance. There were times I did it, but now I do it a week or 2 at a time, just because things like trending audio, trending topics won't work if you're creating content for a whole month. It has to be like evergreen content. So it's going to be really hard to create evergreen content for like 30 days. So now I just create it for sometimes 2 weeks or 1 week at a time. So, and I've spoken about content batching before in my previous videos, but think about when you're content batching, think about like a realistic goal for you. Like for example, if you want to create content for a week, and you can only commit to 3 posts a week, that's completely fine. Just write it down in either Notion or any type of project management software that, okay, these are the 3 pieces of content that I'm going to post this week. And then without struggling to like create it the day of posting, what I like to do is I like to create it in advance. So in this process, what I have done is I've broken down the different steps I need to do in terms of stages. So if I have a content idea, it's going to be in queue. That means I have an idea, it's in queue. And the next stage is scripting. So for an example, I have videos where I do a lot of like talking on camera. And sometimes I like to script out at least in bullet points of what I have to say so that I don't have to spend a lot of time retaking the video. So you can script everything word to word, or you can have bullet points to kind of guide you through. And also scripting scripting can be, say for an example, it's not a video post and you're creating, say a carousel or an image post and you're writing like the description of it. That can also somewhat be considered scripting. So that is the next stage of the idea. So you have the idea, and the next one is you're kind of scripting what the idea is, what to say. And then the next stage after that is filming the video. So if it's a talking head video, filming it. So I have that in this stage, and you can see I do have 2 videos that I'm filming right now that I have to complete after this video. And then the editing stage is basically taking that video in raw footage and then putting it to an editing software like either Premiere Pro or CapCut or InShot on your phone, whatever software that you use, and then editing it. And then once it's edited, you write your captions, do your stuff. And if you already scripted it, this should be good to go in terms of the next stage, which is scheduling it. So I'm going to actually show you, like, after I kind of go through this whole process, what scheduling looks like for one of the posts, because I did miss one. I just realized it before I started this video that I missed one post, and I'm going to schedule it with you together. So have a creator pipeline like mine. You don't have to have the exact thing like mine, but think about the different stages that you would have to go through when you're creating content, and then put that into a creator pipeline so you can easily track it. I tend to only focus on a week at a time, because I know sometimes, depending on the number of posts that you're going to create that week, it can be really overwhelming when you have a million here. So make sure that you filter it out. So for example, I have filtered this out by this week. So it's going to be just looking at weekly instead of monthly. So you can easily filter it out like that. So that is basically the pipeline in this visual representation. So when you create your databases, you can have different views. So this is just the, I think this is called the board view. And then you can just have it like this. All right, so that is basically the pipeline. And then let me just show you, I'm going to open my content calendar and kind of show you what this looks like. So inside my content calendar, so this one right here, when I open it up, so this is my master database, and it has like pretty much everything that I want to track. So when you write these are called properties inside of Notion. When you write these down, think about what you want to track and what you want to document. So my one is more of a mega database because there's a million different things I track here, but it can be simple as, video description. If you want to look at the actual link to the video, a link to the video, the date you want to, post it, and also if you have a playlist and hashtag. So keep it simple, to that, just if you're getting started, and then build onto it. What I've noticed, have used Notion for many years now, the simple it is, the easier it is to use. So keep it super simple. And if you like a content calendar done for you, I do have a simplified version of what I'm showing you that you can grab for free. It's going to be in the link in the description of this video. So if you're interested in my content calendar, you can grab it in the description below. Okay. All right. So have different properties like this. And then one other thing I want to show you is you can also have sections here. Like, so for example, if you want to script the video, you want to add additional notes. If you want to reference another video for inspiration, if you do reference, make sure to give that creator credit. You can have that here just to kind of give you that extra assistance when you're recording the video, what exactly you need to do. So you can really create it however you like there. So that is the content calendar for TikTok specifically here. And then also another thing is you can really customize your views again. So what I've done here is I do have this board view just to kind of show the process. And it's very easy for me. Like, for example, if I have completed, let's just say that I've completed filming this, I just have to move it here. and it's under editing, and it would automatically change the status to editing. I'm going to move it back, but that's how easy it is to use it. And depending on what view that would help you create better, just select whatever you like. Okay, so that's my calendar view, and I do have a section, a to-do list. So this is like a list view. So if I want to see it, this is easier to see, especially on my phone. So I use this a lot on my phone, the list view. And then also the videos I posted for this month on TikTok. So you can see that there. And then I wanted to also show you content repurposing. So I post mainly on TikTok when it comes to short form content. I also sometimes create original content for places like YouTube Shorts and also Instagram Reels, but my main platform is TikTok. So sometimes when I'm creating content, I always think about, okay, how can I stretch this content to other platforms so that I can, get more eyeballs to what I create. So in order to kind of manage this, what I've done is I've created a repurposing tracker. So basically what this essentially does is it has all the videos that I posted for the week, and I determine under repurposing where it goes. So I can, depending on what the video is, I can say, okay, this is appropriate for YouTube Shorts, Instagram, or Facebook. I will write it down here. And then once I check it off, it would calculate the repurposing score. So that's kind of what that does. And there are some content that is not very appropriate for platforms. So for example, if I do like a meme content, or if I do a trending song, sometimes that song might not be, how do I say this? It might not be appropriate for a certain platform, like say LinkedIn. I wouldn't want to post a video that I, lip sync to a song that's not very professional sounding. So I wouldn't post that on LinkedIn. Or if there's a video that has a trending sound that it's copyrighted, I can't really share that on Pinterest or even sometimes YouTube because they have copyright restrictions. So make sure, depending on what you create, you do have a view where you can easily tell what the content is and where you should be repurposing it to, and also tracking if it's already being repurposed. So that's kind of what I do here to kind of track that. So if you want to repurpose your content, these are the exact steps that I would do. So first, you need to download the video that you posted on that platform without the watermark. So for an example, say that you're posting on TikTok. What I would do is I would download the video within the TikTok app itself before I post it without the watermark, and then I would add it to my Notion content calendar, and then I would then plan it out where it goes and to what platform. So I don't like a lot of manual work. So what I prefer to do, and this is completely optional, is use a tool like repurpose.io, which I personally love and have been using for quite a few years now. So what this does is, this is what this looks like. Every time I post a piece of content inside of TikTok, repurpose.io automatically accesses that video and takes the watermark off and then drops it into my Google Drive. And then what I do is I use a tool called Zapier to zap that link into my Notion database. So let me show you what that looks like. So for an example, I posted this video on TikTok, and that video then got pulled in to my Google Drive from repurpose.io. And then through Zapier, that automatically got pulled in here. So this way I do have an automatic backup of my video, and it's super organized inside of my Notion that I can easily access through my phone, from my computer, anywhere in the world. So this is why I recommend having a system like Notion or any other project management tool that would help you keep yourself and your assets organized in one centralized place. Now let me show you how I repurpose my content using Notion and Metricool. So over here you can see this specific video has been posted to all the platforms. So it's 80% repurposed. So you can see Pinterest doesn't have a check mark because I didn't post it on Pinterest yet. So let's go ahead and do that together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open this right here. And you can see I already have the description and the hashtag, so it should be a little bit easier. So if you kind of followed my steps, you would know that using repurpose or you manually adding the video to your Notion calendar would help you easily access that video. So that's what I've done here. I already have that video file added. So what I use to repurpose my content across different platforms is Metricool. And the best part about Metricool is they do have a completely free version that you can get that gives you up to 50 posts a month. So if you're just getting started and you're like, I don't want to really pay for a social media scheduler right now, I think Metricool is the best place to start in my opinion because I've been using it for years. And if you like to try Metricool, I do have a link in the description below that you can check out. So what I do once I have my video inside of Notion is I head over to Metricool, and then under planning, I can go ahead and create a post. So click on create a post, and then you can add your video here. And then you can select the platform that you want to repurpose it to. And you can see there are different platforms. So this is how I stay consistent across multiple platforms, is I organize all my content ideas and my videos inside of Notion. And then I use a platform like Metricool to cross-post to other platforms in a very organized way. So all you have to then do is bring in your video and write your description. And having it inside of Notion, you can just copy paste it, or you can even tweak it if you like. And also it has AI features. You can like tweak it if you want to using AI, but I like to write my own descriptions myself. So I have it all written here. So that's how you basically schedule it. I'm not going to create a brand new one just because for this specific video, I've already created it inside of Metricool. So let me just go ahead and find it. So it's going to be this video right here that I've already added to Metricool. So you can see that I already have that pulled, and then I have written my caption that I got from Notion, as well as the hashtags. You can switch up the hashtags. I know depending on the platform, it can be different. So you can choose whatever you like there. And then if I click this is X or Twitter, and then I'm going to go ahead and post this on LinkedIn and then also Pinterest. You can see it's going to give you some errors because you have to make sure that it's applicable to the platform. So what I do is I click edit by network, and then on Twitter or X, there is a limit on characters. You see it's like over the limit. So what I do is I go ahead and just like take out the I don't use that many hashtags. Maybe 3 should be more than enough. Oh, I'll keep YouTube tips. I just add about 3 to 4 hashtags and keep it super simple there. And then you can see that's the preview of what that looks like. And this is the one that I created for Facebook. And I did edit out the description a little bit just because it is Facebook, and the power of Facebook and Instagram is that you can connect DM automations to your content. So for this video, I talk about how to create a YouTube end card using Canva. And I also created a YouTube starter checklist for beginners getting started on YouTube that explains everything that helped me kind of get to where I am. So just to give them more value, what I've done here is I've integrated my chatbot with my content. So if they comment the word channel on Facebook or Instagram, they get that automatically to their inbox. So I have that here that I can easily differentiate inside of Metricool. And then I have this for LinkedIn, so it doesn't have that chatbot trigger there. And then this is Pinterest. So Pinterest, there is a limit on what you can say in the description, and the shorter it is, the better. And also it has to be keyword optimized. So what I usually do is I would take a little bit of time in optimizing my titles, but for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna go and add that as my title and then select a board. I have multiple boards inside of Pinterest. And for this, I think it might be more appropriate for me to link this under content marketing and ideas, and then also the link to where I want them to go. So that the power of Pinterest is it's a very visual search engine, and also people that come to Pinterest are very search intent based. So if they want to learn more, I think having a link here will be more appropriate. So I'm going to go ahead and add the link to my my destination URL. And then once you add the link, I'm not going to add it for this video, but once you add that, click apply new pin format. So this is basically if you're posting a video pin or repurpose TikTok or YouTube short as a Pinterest video pin, by having the new pin format, this basically converts that into something called an idea pin. It's still called a video pin, but an idea pin is a Pinterest version of short form video. So make sure if you're using Metricool just to kind of apply the new pin format there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and also edit some of these stuff out because I feel like this is not very keyword optimized and I don't want to put that many hashtags. Maybe let's even just keep it at 1 because I've tested with and without hashtags, and sometimes adding 1 or 2 is more than enough, but if you add a lot more, your reach is impacted. So it's gonna keep it like that. I may go back and add some keyword optimized titles here, but basically that's how you do it. And then you can choose a date, and then I'm gonna go ahead and schedule that. And then that would automatically schedule it in your platform, and you can see that I already have a Pinterest that goes out that day, so I don't really want to do that. So let me just check. I'm going to go ahead and check my content for Pinterest. I think 27th is an ideal day for that. So I'm just going to click here. So that's only Pinterest. You can see it's only Pinterest. And then let's move it to the 27th, and 8 a.m. is a good time to post. And then let's go LinkedIn. Let's do, I think 30th is a good date, and I'll move it around. October 31st. Let's schedule it. And then you can see it's going to all these platforms, and you can move things around here too. You can do it within the schedule as well, but my brain works a little bit different, and this works really well for me, so I like to do it this way. So I like to post it at 8. Let's do this at about 9:30 a.m. because my analytics show that my audience is very active during that time. Eastern time, 9:30 a.m. worked really well for me. And then let's go ahead and move some of these things around. So yeah, these two. Go ahead and move it there, and then move it there. I think that 2:30 might be, yeah. So just move that to wherever you want on your content calendar. But that's basically how easy it is to take your videos from Notion and then go to your schedule and then just schedule it. And also I like to, if the dates that I posted on, I also update it here so that when I'm viewing it on my master content calendar, it shows exactly where I have scheduled it and the day it's going to get posted. So that's basically how easy it is to use Notion and Metricool to stay consistent across multiple platforms, and the step-by-step process of how to repurpose content. All right, so now let's look at what my Notion looks like for YouTube. So obviously for YouTube, I have 2 different video formats. I have long form videos like what I'm doing right now, and then short form videos or YouTube shorts. So like I mentioned before, I sometimes create original content just for YouTube. And sometimes it's repurposed content from TikTok or Instagram Reels. So what I do here is I like to have a task manager for YouTube just because there's a lot going on and I want to make sure I'm like super focused on the things I need to do. So I have a long form task manager here. So as you can see, my next long form video for this month is the video I'm creating right now, which is due next Tuesday. So I have the video and then I have the thumbnail. I'm not quite ready with that yet. And then I have the status, which is filming. And then I also have other YouTube shorts that I've either scheduled in advance or the things that I do still have to schedule. So you can see that these are the videos that I have posted on TikTok that I still have not repurposed on YouTube. So having a system like this in place really does help me kind of visually see what I need to do per platform. And that is why earlier I said I have a content hub, but I also have different pages created for every single platform because then I can plan specifically for that platform. So this is just what my YouTube looks like. It's super simple. I have my long form and then my short form to-dos, and then I have a calendar view because I want to see, you know, when and where I have to post them. So for example, the one that I'm recording right now is going to be for next Tuesday, and then I can clearly see the things that I need to do for that video. One of the other things that I found super powerful inside of Notion is, especially if you're scripting or planning your YouTube videos, you can have it like this. So let me just show you what that looks like. So when I go to full page here, when you're planning your YouTube videos, there's a lot that goes into things like keyword research, description, chapters, you know, thumbnail, tags. So having all of that organized in one place has been super helpful for me. And hopefully, you know, after watching this video, you can also get some ideas. Is having different like sections for your headline, your YouTube description, your tags, and also your chapters if you want to add key moments to your video. So having it all here is going to be super helpful so that, as I mentioned earlier, when you're like staging out the process inside of scripting your video, you can just add all of this in that specific day. So you don't have to, you know, like stress out about creating all this the day that you're posting your YouTube video. And then I also have a section for cross promotion. So when I post a long form video, sometimes I do cross promote it on other platforms just to drive a lot more traffic to that video. So especially if you create long form content, think about creating a cross promotion to things like your Facebook group, Facebook page, email, LinkedIn, or even like creating a Pinterest pin to drive more traffic to it. And you can just plan it all out here in terms of what to say in the description and all that inside of Notion. All right, so lastly, I want to show you one cool thing you can do, and that is using charts. That has been a fairly new feature. I don't think it's even a month or two that it was released, but it's been super helpful. So for an example, this is a page I created for Lemonade, and on Lemonade, if you guys don't know what Lemonade is, it's kind of like Pinterest and Instagram. If they like had a baby, that's what Lemonade is. It's very visual. It's fairly new. I think it was only released last year in the United States, and I think it might only be available in the US too. So if your audience is like US based, majority female, I think that's a very good place to create content. And I've been posting on there consistently, thanks to Notion, of course. And I've been seeing, you know, a decent growth on the platform. So for Lemonade, I do a cross between image posts like carousels and also videos, like obviously repurpose TikToks, but it really does help me kind of keep myself organized. And I do have the same thing here. the tasks that I need to do for Lemonade. So all the videos that I already posted on TikTok but is not posted on Lemonade gets pulled here automatically, and I can see what the video is. And then I do have my content calendar here, just like for all my other platforms. And this is what I wanted to show you. So if you track any of your data for social media, you can also track it inside of Notion now as a database. And then once you add the data, you can then create cool charts like this. So the only problem with Lemonade that I see is because it's fairly new, none of the social media tracking tools that I use is integrated to Lemonade. So for me, I still like to see how my content is performing. So what I've done here is I've created like a table with all the data that I got from Lemonade. I got this from the Lemonade app, and I just update this once a week or once in every 2 weeks. But then I can then show that data in terms of a chart so that I can clearly track, how I've been progressing. So you can, when you look at data like this in this view, it really keeps you motivated, and you know that your efforts are being like rewarded in terms of, your email list growth, your follower growth, product sales, things like that. So it's really important to have a system where you can track it. So if you like an easy done for you content calendar so you can get started today, I do have it linked in the description below. It is a completely free Notion content calendar that you can start using. So make sure to check it out. And that is a wrap, you guys. I know this is a bit of a long video, but I wanted to make sure I go over everything without gatekeeping, because I wish someone had done that for me when I first got started. So I really hope this was helpful. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell, because I'll be creating way more content creation tips just like this one. I will see you in the next video.